What is up, everybody? Coffee Break is back with another video. Now we are in week 3. The season's moving quickly. The Niners face the Denver Broncos on Sunday Night Football. First primetime game for the Niners. Should be exciting. Niners are going to be facing familiar faces. Russell Wilson, DJ Jones, now part of Denver. Kwan Williams, Jonas Griffith. If you knew about him, he was a practice squad player for the Niners. I think like for the past 2 years. I think last year, uh, either the Niners cut him or they traded him. I forget, but I think they released him and Denver picked him up. But yes, this is life after Trey Lance. And so I've been just taking a back seat with this whole situation. It, my true feelings is that nobody should be blamed for a Trey Lance injury. Lance was going to get used that way regardless, and honestly, like players are backing up what are supporting what Shanahan was stating. Kyle Juszczyk being one of them. I mean, it's just a unfortunate injury for Lance. Just to finish my 2 cents there, and so this is now life after Lance. And again, we're just fortunate enough that the Niners were able to work out a deal with Jimmy Garoppolo before the year, and here we are. Worst case scenario happened, but we knew in the back of our minds that that could have always been a possibility. Um, and so here we are. Jimmy Garoppolo is making his first start this year at Denver. And part of the things what I'm looking for is how is Jimmy Garoppolo going to build chemistry with all of these younger guys? Danny Gray being one of them. I know Lance and Danny Gray. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. Um, Maybe I should drink some more coffee. But uh, their connection, especially in preseason, right? They had that long touchdown pass against Green Bay in preseason. So we were like, oh my God, this is what we're going to expect. And Danny Gray hasn't had a catch. He's had some targets, but hasn't had a reception yet. So maybe breaking that through against Denver this week would be a great start. Um, so I'm looking for that. I'm also looking for Ray McLeod to get going and building the chemistry with Jimmy Garoppolo there. Jimmy knows Ayuk, he knows Debo, so there's some familiarity there, and that's a good sign. It's just with these other guys and Jawan Jennings as well. I mean, Jimmy's favorite target on third down. So I'm looking forward to that. It's not going to come overnight, so I don't expect much this time. Though I hope that Shanahan gets Danny Gray a reception. For God's sake, let's get the rookie going, get some confidence under him. Looking at some of the film, you can see like Danny Gray was frustrated in one of the plays where I think Jimmy like overthrew him, and it wasn't Jimmy's fault. It was just pressure in his face. He had to get rid of the ball quickly. Danny Gray did show some frustrations, and I just think that it's coming from a place of I need my first catch, and so I think Shanahan's going to give it to him this week. So I'm looking forward to that. It'd be great if it's a touchdown pass, right? The running game, something that has been awesome. I mean, Jeff Wilson Jr.'s sort of just underappreciated in my opinion because he's literally like a vet who could start with so many other teams, but he plays the system so well. He's physical. I mean, he's my favorite type of running back where he's just like downhill type of runner, kind of like Frank Gore. Um, sheds missed tackles and just the mentality of his. He's an easy guy to root for. So um, I'm sure he's going to get a load of carries in this game, but I'm looking forward to that. The Niners are going to be facing like I think their toughest challenge in terms of like the offensive line. Denver's defensive line is kind of loaded. You got Bradley Chubbs, you got Randy Gregory, you got DJ Jones in the middle. So they have some guys. I mean, definitely better outside guys than Seattle has, and you know, the Bears outside of. I mean, they didn't even have Khalil Mack no more. So definitely the toughest challenge here in Week 3 would be Denver. So I'm seeing how this offensive line has been fantastic. Like they've answered the bell, especially this past game against Seattle. So let's just stack some games of playing well. So hoping that O line can continue to play well is going to be difficult playing on the road. Going to be a lot of crowd noise, I'm sure, but it's all about stacking days. And for guys like Spencer Burford, like Aaron Banks, the confidence they continue to play well is going to skyrocket. Defensively, I mean, so when I look at Denver, they are they're a team. Number one, Nathaniel Hackett is a rookie head coach, making a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties. I do feel like they're still trying to find their identity here, and it's going to be tough for them to find it against the Niners defensive team. Speaking offense, of course. So I really think the Niners have the advantage there. Um, Again, there's just so many little things they have to clean up, and you can tell that they're still trying to find a groove, and the coach is still uh, trying to find a rhythm. Again, they could play better this game. They didn't play well against the Texans. They still won that game. They didn't play well against Seattle, and they lost that game. They should be 2-0, and they're not. So why is that? They're making mistakes, shooting themselves in the foot. Um, a lot of drop balls. I mean, guys, you got to catch the football. It's what you get paid to do. And Denver's not doing all the little things. So again, you're going to clean that up. That's great. But now you have to face a very strong defensive team in San Francisco. And so whether you clean that up or not, it's going to be an uphill battle for them. I just don't see them winning. Even with Russell Wilson, I don't see them, putting up big numbers against this Niners defense. Niners D has just been phenomenal. On all phases, too. Defensive line has always been a strong point. Linebackers, just another year under their belt. Aziz, Dre Greenlaw, and of course, All Pro Fred. This group is one of the strongest groups in the NFL in terms of linebacker play. You have corners. I mean, Emmanuel Mosley, Mooney, Ward. They are just they're not asked to do much anyways because we have a strong pass rush, but still to have those guys there as just covering the outside, it's great. You have the speed to keep up with speedy receivers, and you have the physical play in both corners to be able to go up against a guy like DK Metcalf, who they faced last week. Then you have in the back. I mean, we're not even talking about Jimmy Ward being back, but Talanoa Hufanga is playing like an all-pro level safety right now. So we've never had a play from all three levels of a defensive side. We've had them front seven has always been solid if you go all the way back to Harbaugh days. But now you have all the way to safety and corners playing well. And so it makes for a historic defense. And we're gonna need that to, carry the load until, Jimmy gets comfortable. And we're gonna need the defense to carry us for sure for the first, half of the season. And that's what they're doing right now. So I expect another strong performance there from the defensive side. Um, I don't normally do score predictions. I don't think I am, but I feel as a Niner fan, I feel confident that the 49ers are going to win. But I felt that against Chicago as well. So I'm a little conflicted. I do think that getting punched in the mouth at Chicago really left us this bitter taste in everyone's mouth, especially the players, and they came out and played phenomenal against Seattle. You would hope that they continue that trend and, not get too comfortable and go out and continue to fight every single play, because that's what they did against Seattle. Defense didn't allow a score. Seattle did get close, but this defense is a turnover machine, something that we're not accustomed to. We've had great defenses, a bend but don't break types, the past couple of years. Um, this one I compared to 2019, but a little bit better, because the players that were in 2019 are now seasonal vets like Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, those type of players, and you add corners. I mean, we did have Richard Sherman, who was a veteran, but he was, lost a step. He was using more of his brain on the field. He was more of a coach on the field, right? Um, but now you have some athletes out there who can run with any receiver, and we talk about K'Wan Williams, who's now part of the Denver team. With all due respect, I mean, he hasn't been missed much. And I know that the Niners haven't faced like a really strong football team, but at least defensive speaking for the Niners, they've come as advertised. Everything that that we've been told during training camp and all that, being dominant, neutralizing the Niners offense with Lance at the helm. They've come as advertised and causing those turnovers. So we get Jimmy Ward back. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. And so I'm putting all my marbles on this defense, because the Niners are going to go as far as this defense takes them. And so here we are, Niners going on the road, Mile High City. We're going to win. We're going to win. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you all for watching. And as always, we'll see you after. I'll make a video after the game for sure. Talk to you guys later.